Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's your boy GrandmastaJ. You hear the jazz, you know what time it is. It is replay review time. For today, we have a level 10 Kai versus Slayer player. We're going to be coaching the Slayer player today. Now again, level 10, you're kind of close to Celestial. You're essentially like 10.5 Celestial-ish players, and so I will be more heavily chastising you based on like things like your confirms, things like your matchup knowledge, because that's what's going to be required in order to make it to that next level. With all that being said, let's get into it, shall we? Okay, so we have Slayer versus Kai. Just even off rip, talking about the matchup here. It's one of those things where it's kind of even because Slayer could just kind of run himself at the Kai player. But if the Kai player manages to play pretty defensively, Kai has a lot of great options to wall out Slayer. So it's a pretty even matchup. But as the Slayer player, I feel like you have to play a bit smarter than the Kai player, because the Kai player has way more, I guess, non-committal tools to keep out the Slayer player. Specifically his Fireball, as we will see in this match, plays a pretty big role in that. So let's get into it. Round start. You know I like my round starts. Let's see what the word is. That's not a bad round start. I like that round start. Now going straight for the low is a little interesting. That worked out, but for the most part, Slayer's his low, right? That weave, that dandy step weave back. Usually you would want to go for the overhead or pow bunker. Now, if he went for pow bunker, it wouldn't have worked because the Kai player only went 5k. Maybe he just knows that. I don't know. Maybe they fought before. But the reason why is because the low option, I should say here, does not cover that much space, right? It only really covers about this much, right? Whereas if he went for the overhead or even pow bunker, well, pow bunker, we already know, wouldn't have worked. But if he went for the overhead, it actually would have covered all of this. So if the Kai player tried to like do jump fireball, it actually probably would have hit him. It's also -2. They're both -2, but the overhead is -2 with a great amount of pushback. So even if he guessed wrong, he would have been kind of advantageous and kind of been able to push his offense. Regardless, I'm okay with this round start. This is completely fine. Let's go. Gets the knockdown. What does he do with it? Goes for a save jump. That's pretty good. Pressure's good. Pressure's good so far. Catch him hitting buttons, right? Okay. Goes straight into the map of hunch. Also fine. All right. Backdashes into 2S. Now that's a little strange. First and foremost, we're going to notice that the Kai player is a little bit of a crazy person. All right. He did wake up jab. Kind of deplorable behavior. But backdash 2S. I do not know what he was going for. I do not even really know what he was trying to bait here with this, because if the Kai player wanted to DP, he would have hit him anyway. So this is just weird. He probably should have just went for a meaty or a meaty throw, right? Meaty throw wouldn't have worked in this situation, but it still would have been a fine option. If you think that the Kai player is going to DP, you can either just sit and block or just a meaty throw. But backdash 2S, kind of strange. Gets hit. Now, okay, so we're going to see this a lot from the Kai player. The Kai player is going to do charge fireball, which I believe is Stun Dipper. No, that's not Stun Dipper. Whatever. Charge fireball. And the Slayer's option is to instant air dash over it. And usually he does get jabbed out of it. Now, here's the thing. In this matchup, in any matchup, when you're playing a Slayer, right? Let's see what's going on here. You're playing a Slayer. What do you think Slayer can do in this situation? Kai has his back against the wall. He presses fireball. He also does not have a lot of meter. Slayer has 50 meter. Slayer could just punch Kai directly in the face with his super. Because against Slayer, if you're going to shoot a fireball, especially one that you can react to, like this one, Slayer could just punch it. He could have punched him through the wall and probably would have killed him. Kai doesn't really even have that much health. So this probably would have killed, in fact. As a Slayer player, as a Slayer main, you need to keep that in mind. That super map of hunch, it's just an anti-fireball super straight up. You see him charge anything, right? When you have 50 meter and he charges anything, you just punch him. You just go straight through that crap. Also, in general, good rule of thumb is that if the Kai player launches the fireball, there's not really much you can do in terms of instant air dashing over him. It's one of those weird, uncomfortable situations where you kind of have to hold that, or you can jump away, or try to jump over the fireball, but don't press a button, because the Kai player is always going to run behind it and be ready to anti this. So this is just, yeah, this is just standard play from the Kai player. He does heavy DP, insane work. It has no invincibility, so this is just insane work. Whatever. Hey, you know, we playing Guilty Gear today. Gets caught low. I don't know if he just was not blocking. Was he just not blocking? Looks like he tried to press something. What did he try to press? Oh, he tried to do back dandy and he just got caught. It's okay. I'm fine with that. It is kind of a defensive option, so I'm okay with that. You know, maybe exercise a little bit more patience, but I'm not going to chastise you for something like that, right? Because I understand the vision. Kai drops the combo. Gets this meaty food arc. Can't really press a button. Good defense. Immediately goes into Mappa Hunch, which is fine, right? Which is fine. Slayer does also have some pretty good options defensively after a block string is done. Specifically like 2H. 2H if Kai tries to overextend and tries to go for like an additional stun dipper, or tries to go for like a 6P to kind of, to counter the Mappa Hunch. 2S or 2H could have strictly blown that up. This is fine though. He's got meter. Drifts back. I have no clue why he drifted back here. He should have drifted forward and oppressed himself if he wanted to use the meter like that. And then has to do it again. Now at this range, I'm pretty sure he's plus enough to press 2P, right? I'm pretty gosh darn sure, because that was like nearly max range. But he doesn't. He sits and waits, and the Kai player presses 5S. If he pressed 5K here after that Mappa Hunch, he definitely could have beaten this 5S, right? Or he could have even gambled with like 6P or 2P or something like that, right? Understand your range as a Slayer player when you use this move, right? Because even though the first one's super weird, whatever, this one is pretty gosh darn spaced. That is very spaced out. He is basically +0 at that point, right? But he ends up blocking, and again, another charged fireball, and again, another jump in. You got to be careful with those jump ins. So now he's kind of dancing around the Kai player. Every time he blocks something, he goes for that, which I'll be honest with you, you gotta kind of switch it up, because otherwise they're going to be akin to what the frick you're doing. It works in this situation because I believe the Kai player jumps immediately after the block string, right? Yep, blocks immediately after the block string, hits him, drops the combo. Now he drops this same combo twice in this set, as we're gonna see. He drops the combo. A little weird, right? I don't know what kind of combo he's going for. He could have just done 2-hit into Pile Bunker, but here's the thing, right? Like, you're in floor 10. I'm not your dad. You got to practice your gosh darn combos. Practice that situation because you dropped it twice. So clearly there's something going on, right? Does Pile Bunker, a fantastic option because he had 50 meter. That was extremely safe and a very good option. 2H on the second round start, completely fine with this. This is a very, very good round start. Does it again. That's very weird. Okay, you gotta. This is just object permanence, right, or spatial permanence, right? What's with the second one? Strange. Okay, I like that. You're exercising the proper option. Just jump over it, eat the pressure, right? Maybe guess, or maybe get the Kai player guessing by super jumping over and, like, you know, making them have to chase you down a bit more. But this is fine. This is an insane block string from the Kai player, but hey, what can I say? Drops the combo. Now he drops this combo again, or I'm sorry, he drops this combo twice in the set as well. I'm not your dad. You got to get those. You got to get those tight, right? You're in floor 10. Please try to be more consistent with your combos, even if you have to practice them right before you hop into a match. Please be more consistent with that. Okay, he's just kind of sitting and blocking. Sitting and blocking is fine. Sitting and blocking is okay, especially against Kai at that range. You know, that's kind of his space, so it is what it is. Goes for the Pile Bunker. Great. I like that. And goes for 2S into command grab. Now, here's the thing. Against crazy players, command grab is probably not the most fantastic option. It could work, but at that range, you just had to be a little closer. It is what it is. Gets hit. Doesn't watch his toes. You got to watch it leg. If Kai got 50 meter, you got to watch your toes, okay? The toes got to be watched. Otherwise, they're going to be blessed. You don't watch them, they're going to be blessed against your will, all right? So now this round is basically donezo. Like, what are you really going to do? Manages to get, look, here's the thing. Gets another hit, drops the combo, even gets this hit, right? The Kai player bursts, as he should. Now, and then he just immediately tries to go back in This is dangerous just because Kai's got a fireball, man. He's got a fireball. In fact, he shot the fireball before you even pressed the button. So either you were buffering, you were just hard committing to it, which clearly that's the case because of the reversal. Like, you got to be aware of the things, right? You don't have that much health. Look at your health, brother. Relax. Take it easy. Kai's got a fireball. You ran right into it. You blocked with your face. You know, hey, happens to the best of us. Round start number 3. Jump forward is fine. Jump forward's okay. I don't really like not standing your ground, especially like, I mean, honestly, I said it's okay. It's not okay. Jump forward is just not okay. You should either be retreating, in which case you would do jump back, or backdash, right? Or you should be attacking with either your fastest button, an instant air dash, or you know, kind of cycling through those options, right? So jump forward, it doesn't do anything but get him to block. He presses, okay, so now the Kai player is starting to smarten up. Nice punish. Goes for a non-safe jump, safe jump. What he was setting up for a safe jump, just didn't press it. Don't know why. If the Kai player DP'd here, oh, whoops, my big old face is in the way. If the Kai player DP'd here, trust me, you guys didn't miss a whole lot. Then that would have been an issue, right? Map hunch, or, you know, ball bunker, fine. Kai player's pressing a lot of buttons. This round, I'll be honest, is just a little bit unfortunate. I did like that. Now, here's the thing. That was very subtle, and a lot of you guys might not have even caught that, which is that in this situation, right, both players can throw, right? Now, there is a mix-up where if the Kai player jumped trying to anticipate a throw, he could have blown him up. In order to avoid this, you would just backdash. So I like this. He backdashed. He understood. That's kind of the most defensive option that you can take, because if he tried to throw, he would have gotten blown up. Now he's just charging at him, right? He's just kind of charging at him at this point, right? And the Kai player is pressing a lot of 6P. Now here's where the advice that I gave you before would really, really help. If you press 2H right then and there in this situation, right? If you press 2H right here, boom, you would have caught his toes. You would have caught his toes. You could have gotten a big fat combo. Kai doesn't even really have that much health for real. If you were optimal, you could have pushed him into the corner. Neither here nor there. But you know, it's tough, man. It's tough for a little Slayer guy. Now that thing that he did, that little flip kick, I know that was map a hunch. Again, would it have even really worked? You got to use it sometimes. But in this case, it probably wouldn't have even worked. And you still also have time. Remember, you got 50 meter. You still also have time to just super him. That's fine. You sit there, you block, you get hit. Kai player doesn't confirm. You pile bunker. This is your chance, but you're going for a weird combo. You got to tighten it up. The Kai player's waking up 6Ping. You finally get that, but you don't confirm off of it, man. You have to do 2H into the P version of the slide, and then you can go into your loops. That loop would have probably not killed him, but that loop would have really hurt him. It would have really hurt him. You're swinging forward, you're blocking, you're swinging forward. Okay, finally, but you got to do the P version after that, and then he runs up and throws you. Man, oh man, I'm gonna take a swig of water. So, biggest takeaways. 1, please. At this level, you cannot be dropping your combos, especially the combos that could have won you games, especially the simple combos that could have won you games. You dropped a few simple combos that could have chunked your opponent's health away, that could have brought you closer to winning those sets, right? Don't drop your combos, straight up, right? This is me being your stern dad. Don't drop your combos at this level. It's not good. Number 2 is that against Kai, if you got 50 meter, you got to punch those projectiles, man. You got to instill it in your brain. If I got 50 meter and I see a fireball, super map a hunch, especially with this Harge one, because he did that like 3 times in the set, 3-4 times, a few times, honestly. And you could have just supered every single one of them and just established the tempo of the game, right? Big 3 is that trying to cycle your offensive options, especially in neutral, is very important as Slayer. You want to start doing more P-Mappa hunches. Actually, let me just show you. You want to start doing some more things like this, which is like, you know, this into that, or even an air dash, right? An air dash is completely fine. Or even just spacing out your Mappa hunches more, right? Or this is a very good option because you're able to go over fireballs, you're able to go over buttons, right? And something like this is very good because the hitbox is just freaking huge, right? So if you're back here, you can just like, you know, kind of like cycle through those different options, right? Keep your opponent guessing because honestly, the only thing that you were doing really is just pressing that button, which again, it's a good button, I understand. But once they start 6P'ing it, you have to wisen up to some other stuff, right? And if you were to wisen up and catch one of these 6Ps, you could have, well, I'm dropping my combos too because I'm a hypocrite, but you could have gotten far more damage off of it. So anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you learned something. Well, I sure have. And as always, I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.